Guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about this whole drama, surrounding Mason Mount's contract uh, negotiations and so on and so forth. Guys, before I continue, please subscribe to my channel for regular and daily Chelsea update. Um, Mason Mount, guys, y'all already know who Mason Mount is. If you don't, then you're not a Chelsea fan. Mason Mount is our boy. It's as simple as that. I don't need to say anything more. He's our boy, just like Reece James is our boy. Mason Mount is our boy. In the footsteps of Papa uh, JT, John, Terry, right? You feel me? These are guys that came through as little kids, little 5 and 6 and 7-year-old baby boys, coming up through Chelsea, kindergarten, system and worked their way up, all the way up to, um, currently not just being on the Chelsea first team squad, but I'm saying these like Mount back to back Chelsea player of the season, 2 straight years. I mean, you guys already know the caliber of players that Chelsea has, and notwithstanding that we're currently in 10th position, Mason Mount was an integral part of the Chelsea team that won the Champions League only 2 years ago, right? So Mount is a solid player for Chelsea, period, right? Who just happens to be our boy. Okay, he just happens to be our boy that came up through the Chelsea system in London, born and bred, true blood, true blood, just like Reece James, just like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Trevor. I mean, you all already know we have a whole bunch of them. Connor, Gallagher. We have a whole bunch of them. So what's the whole issue here? Well, the whole issue is Mount wants an improved contract. He's currently earning £80,000 per week, right? And given his contributions for the first team over the last 3 years, and I believe that his 80,000 doesn't even stack up. He's not even in the top 20 in terms of highest paid Chelsea players. So he's woefully underpaid at £80,000 per week, right? Now, what has happened? What had happened was sometime back in September, both Mount and Reece James were up for contract negotiations, right? Reece was able to lock down his renewal, 5 year plus one, a 5 plus 1 year option. So it's effectively for Chelsea. Chelsea has locked down Reece for 6 years, right? Okay, just keep that in mind. So Reece has effectively agreed for a 6 year deal. Now, and that deal pays him based on the reports. Reece James is earning £250,000 per week, and he was earning somewhere around £60,000 per week before he got that massive raise. Now, Mount, as you can understand, a guy that's won back-to-back Chelsea player of the season, looking across the aisle and seeing his homeboy Reece, licking his fingers at £250,000 per week. His homeboy, both of them, all hands on deck as Chelsea true boys from Cobham, went all the way from 6, 7 years old and gone ahead and lifted the Champions League, gloriously. Just 2 years ago, Reese get a pat on the back, 250K a week. And of course, Mount's like, hey guys, if he's getting 250 and I'm the actual MVP for back-to-back years, I mean, I should get nothing less than the 250. So he's asking for 250, right? He's asking for 250. However, Todd, Bowley and them said, hey, hold up, guy. Mount, we don't crunch the numbers. We don't crunch all of the stats. We don't crunch everything. We're not offering you 250. But what it is based on reports, we're going to offer you 200,000 pounds per week. Okay, this is not just one report or two. These are multiple reports. Sometime around Thanksgiving, those of us that live in the U.S., some time around Thanksgiving last year, November 25th, 2022, last year, Mason Mount was reportedly offered 200,000 pounds per week, of which Mason Mount and his advisors, which I believe he's being advised by his dad, and that's a whole different, bag of worms. But he's being advised by his dad, and they went on ahead and rejected that 200K, and put their foot down. They're saying, listen, we want treble contracts. Well, he's at 80K. Go ahead, and just go ahead and do that maths. 80 times 3 equals 240,000 pounds per week. That's what Mount wants. Offer me the 240,000. 240,000. I mean, it's not quite 250, but hey, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and work with that 240K a week. That's what Mount is saying. Give it to me and let me know where I'm gonna sign. And by the way, the second issue here, Todd B, is I want 240 and I want a contract term of no more than 5 years. That's where Todd Bowley was like, guys, no. We're gonna have to hit pump the brakes on this, because what it is Todd Bowley and his crew, ever since, in fair play to Todd Bowley, all the new deals that he signed from day one as the new Chelsea owner, the new big boss, the sheriff from town, nothing less than 6 years, and mostly 7 years or more deal. And you can go ahead from Fofana to Cucurella to probably Cooley, because he of his age is not at that long term. But all of the young chaps that came in at 6 to 7 year deals, and this is before all these extra long 7 to 8 year deals that he's been signing guys on in January. So, and even James signed the 6 year deal. Remember, just keep in mind, James signed the 6 year deal in September. So, what am I saying? Well, what I'm saying is Mason Mount is putting his foot down and saying he wants 5 years, and that 5 years, guys, I don't see Todd Bowley budging on the 5 years. The 200,000. I mean, I'm not Mount. I mean, obviously, it's easy for me as a fan, to say, hey, 200,000 is fair. But I guess what I'm trying to say is 200,000 is not far from 240,000. So from my vantage point, if the 200,000 is on point based on reports, then the money is less of the issue, because notwithstanding that he's been linked with Liverpool and a whole bunch of other clubs, they're not going to offer him that much more than 200. And I don't see Mount walking out of his boyhood club and drop his favorite Chelsea blue shirt on the ground and go and pick up a red Liverpool shirt to go and make 200,000 in Anfield, or 210,000 Anfield, 215,000 in Anfield, over rather than playing for Chelsea. I mean, that's not happening. So that leaves us with the main sticking point, which is the contractual length. And that's where, guys, I feel like calmer heads are going to have to prevail. I mean, ultimately, what could possibly happen is Mount agreeing to do what James did, which is the 5 years plus the one. So the 5 plus 1 year option is a 6 year deal for 200,000. I mean, that's he's gonna have to say. I expect I'm not gonna. I mean, I can't guarantee anything, but from where I am sitting, if he's being offered, his Mount is being offered 200,000, and if he gets offered, because if he's offered 7 years, that's a whole lot different from 5 plus 1. So if it's only 7 years or nothing, then Mount is probably not going to sign the deal. He might not want that. But if Todd Bowley offers him 5 years plus the 1 year option, I believe that would be a nice compromise for both of the parties. And then last but not least, the third issue is that Mason Mount wants to be wants to feel that he's still seen as an important player in Chelsea, in Potter's plans, and so on, and in the plans of Chelsea's club. Well, there's just some things that you can haggle over in the in negotiating room, and some things that as a player you can only handle by yourself on the football field. And that one, I'm not even going to waste time on that third issue. If Mount want to feel loved and whatnot, well, there's only one way: is whether you're coming off the bench, whether you're starting, you just gotta roll up your sleeves as a Chelsea boy, true and true blue blood, and just don't worry about nothing and just do what you love to do. So that said, guys, again, I mean, I know a lot of folks see Mount leaving, being sold. I mean, based on my review of the reports out there, I don't see, as if those reports are actually on point, if they are true, if there's any truth to those reports. And again, where there's smoke, then there is fire. I've kept saying this. If there's smoke, there's fire. And there seems to be a lot of smoke that suggests that their current deal is somewhere in the neighborhood of 200,000 per week and up to 7 years. And so if they can bridge the gap on the year, on the contractual length, then I expect to see Mount signing the deal and remaining a Chelsea Blue for the next 6 years this summer. Mount is not going, and he ain't going to Liverpool. That's not happening. So guys, how do y'all feel about this? Share this video, subscribe, and like this video. Take care. God bless you all. Peace.